Welcome to Post Game Podcast. I'm your host, June. We ain't gonna, I got my boy Foster. We gonna get to it, man.
Yeah.
Pick is in, and I'm sorry. I'm glad it wasn't Buzelis. I did not want Buzelis. I told you that this morning. Foster, what are your first thoughts?
Can you hear me? Because I'm working on my webcam right now. But
I can definitely hear you. You good?
Well, they played together, right? They both played on. What's the name of that team?
Ignite.
G League Ignite. He was the best player on that team. Ron Allen was. He had averaged 18 points a game. He's young. He's only 18 years old.
Great athlete.
Amazing, above the rim, exciting athlete. He's got a 6'11" wingspan, so he can possibly play the 4 at some point. But it was when we went into it, Holland was the exciting pick,
right?
Not necessarily the most NBA ready right now, but despite the fact that he averaged the most points on the entire team, granted the Ignite didn't win many games, so there's that too. But he was the more exciting pick because he flashed. He's like another Asar Thompson.
Okay. Yeah. Here goes, right? Let's look at everything. It's not a great place to pick in this draft at number 5.
It's weird. It's a weird spot.
It's a weird spot. And this is simply put not a good draft. Let's just say that. I've been watching a lot of film. I did not want Buzelis. And I came to that conclusion the other day where
what was it?
Just I don't want. Well, we got enough.
I don't want a non-shooter. Well,
he's a slasher. We have enough of those. Buzelis is what you have with Ivy. Is what you have with Thompson.
It's what you have with Holland.
Yeah, but I'll take the more athletic, person in that scenario. And honestly, they played on the same team, and he was the better player.
He was the better player.
So at this point, give me the better player. Just give me the better player. They both didn't shoot well from outside. Neither one of them shot well from outside. But hey, if it came down to Buzelis and Holland, I would have picked Holland. And I told you that the other day. I'd rather have Holland. And if for anybody else that's out there listening, you can check out Foster's write-up, feature player of the week on Ron Holland and Buzelis. They're both there. Bleachers and Speakers, YouTube, or you can check in the any of the of our podcast streaming platforms that we're on, Spotify, and just look up the player profile on Spotify. First of all, if you're not following us, you're wrong. Okay, let's get us followed on those podcast streaming platforms, Post Game Podcast, FFSN, and those are places like Spotify, YouTube Music, iHeartRadio, any place you can find an audio podcast. All you have to do is type in Post Game Podcast, FFSN in the search. Follow us, and whenever we drop, you'll get an alert. Download the episodes. And if you're not listening and just watching, subscribe to YouTube, Bleachers to Speakers on YouTube. Now, back to this.
I had a question for you.
I'm listening.
Do you think he starts day one?
It depends.
No, but yes, of course it does. If he comes out the gate averaging 30 in the summer league, okay, go ahead. On the free agency, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. If let's say
it's I'm gonna throw a name out there. Because we see it's dwindling. No Siakam, no Claxton.
They're signing with their teams.
No Monk.
Right.
Let's say it's Obi Toppin.
He's not starting.
He might start for Obi Toppin.
No.
One thing about it is okay, you say that, right? And maybe that opens the floor up because Obi can shoot from the outside. Fair enough. But Holland can guard 4 positions at the next level. He's 6'8", with a 6'11" wingspan, and he can guard 4 positions. He is your better defender right now. You still think that he starts over Obi Toppin? I mean, you still think Obi Toppin starts over him?
Yes. Due to
Toppin has never started. Well, you know what? I think he did start for a quick second in Indiana, but he has never been a consistent starter. But maybe so. He's growing into his position.
Also, when you say
Stewart might start over Toppin.
And this is what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying it's going to stay that way, but I'm talking about initially because you
out the gate,
you have experienced players that can that I expect to play better than Ron Holland when he gets there. I just do.
So had we drafted Dalton Connect, who starts? Obi Toppin or Dalton Connect?
I think I don't know. I think you still go with I'm. You know how high I am on Obi, bro. And I was
I know. I don't understand why.
I think you start.
I watched him a lot. I watched him ride No Diddy. Yeah, he riding the Pine in New York a lot.
And I think once he has an opportunity, he'll flourish. That's just my thing. Like I think him riding the Pine, I think it does something to your mental. Like you don't practice as hard. You don't.
Yeah, it breaks you.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta you ought to be practicing hard if you're not starting.
I just think with a better opportunity and a payday at stake. I mean, not that he's going to be given a payday anyway, but he's still young. Like he might get a 3 or 4 year contract and be able to play. What's that?
You know, he's young. He's young. You're right.
So he might be able to, play into a bigger contract, renegotiate something.
So check this out. He played in all 82 games. Love that. Obi Toppin I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All 82 games. He started 28 of them.
Yeah, and that's 28 more starts than Ron Holland.
That doesn't matter.
I mean,
that's not going to stop. That's not going to stop Donovan Clean from starting games because he ain't started. But I get
my thing is,
Tijan Salon went to the Hornets are punting. They're punting.
Yeah,
for the next year.
My thing is, if the very thing that we're having this discussion, and it's a little bit of a debate, then that's a good pick.
What?
Does Ron start? And
to me, this says okay. So you watch some of the press conference, right?
Yeah.
He basically said, not that I was looking for him to say we're going to make the playoffs this year, but this was a kind of a pick. This didn't say I want to win now. This was not you just told me he's not a starter right now.
Right.
Which most of these guys aren't. Especially if you want to get the highest ceiling. Because we could have went and got a Tristan Silva from Colorado, but his floor is high, but his ceiling is right there too.
Well, I hate to
because he's 18 and he can't shoot a lick from the outside.
I hate to cut your wisdom, but
Oh no, go ahead.
the Pistons' success next season has nothing to do with this draft.
Yeah, I know. No, I get it. It's just messed up. It's just messed up.
I think the success will depend on three things.
The next 3 years.
Well, the coach, the next hire, because we don't have a coach or GM.
We know who that's going to be. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the dude from New Orleans, the assistant coach. Either that or JB Bickerstaff.
Okay, the coach and free agency. It just depends on who you can pick up in free agency to help this team.
It's got to do with this trade. At this point, it's going to have to do with the trades. Who's left? You got Paul George. He's not coming here. You got
there's still a couple players that we talked about that could still work, that could make this team better. I mean, but that's not saying much being 1468. They ought to be better. I don't care if they don't do any acquisitions next year. They ought to be better than 1468 next year.
See if you can send a link to Ty.
Let's see here. You can do it.
Can I?
Yeah, why not?
I'm talking about I'm talking about the invite link. Oh, okay, I can.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, right. Watch him be like just off the beaten path. Like, all right, what are you doing?
Well, Ty'll say we'll know if he's good after 2 games.
Nah, he was right about Killian Hayes, though.
He was dead on about Killian Hayes. He was dead on. I didn't agree with the take at all. But
what was that after his rookie year?
He said after 1 game. I think that was in his 2nd year. He said all you need is 1 game to see if he's any good.
Hey, I mean, I can't say he's wrong because.
But who does that? Who judges anybody on 1 game?
Nah, Clever does.
I mean, obviously Trigger Ty does.
Trigger Ty does too, but
he was correct. But
yeah.
And I'd go against that every single time. I
argue that hard.
Yes, you did. Pause. Yes, you did.
But all for none because he got cut from the French team.
Did you send him an invite?
I did.
Okay. It's gonna be crazy because I'm not gonna wait for him to pull up because I don't think he is.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
He's supposed to be hosting the show with us, man.
Oh, you like invited him to the show? I was calling him. Oh yeah, I was gonna say because I called him earlier, but it wasn't to be on the show. I was just calling him.
This show, but this whole podcasting thing here we have with FFSN. He had an invite.
And so let's get the official Ron Holland numbers.
Okay.
19.5 points per game. Mind you, he led the team in, I think it was points, rebounds, and assists.
Points, rebounds, and assists. Okay.
They had no point guard, by the way. They had
obviously
they had their coaches playing point guard.
They what?
Like when I say coaches, I mean they're like who was it? Norris Cole.
Are you being
No. Like you know how at the G League Ignited level, it's like fringe old NBA players. So it was like Norris Cole and like Gennaro Pargo. It was like guys that like were like 32 years old, and the Ignite were terrible. You know that, right?
Who?
The G League Ignite.
I don't know anything about them.
Like, you know, with Buzelis and
I know those 2 players.
Holland and Tyler Smith.
Outside of that, no.
But what I'm saying is their G League team was like awful. Like they were not competitive.
Okay.
So they had like older NBA coaches on the team, and they play point guard. I'll show you.
Okay.
But anyways,
go ahead.
He led the team in assists with 3. Because like any team with a respectable point guard is going to average more than 3 assists, right?
Yeah.
But it's just not NBA. It's not like top notch talent at that level. But anyway, 19.5 points per game, 6.7 rebounds per game, 3.1 assists, 2.5 steals. Love that. 0.7 blocks. And his field goal percentage was 44%, and he shot 24% from three.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I'm, he's probably not gonna start.
Let's give you another update. Donovan Clingan was drafted by Portland Trailblazers at 7.
Which is weird. Like, are they gonna move? Are they gonna move Ayton?
Man,
they got to, right?
That I think the ship has sailed with them.
Yeah, but do you sit him?
No, you don't sit him. You move him.
To where though?
I don't know. Somebody a bite. You drafted a center at 7. You're not going to give Ayton all this money and to bench him, and you're not drafting a.
So who takes it? So who takes on that contract? He got paid crazy bread to stay in Phoenix.
I don't know. I have no idea, but
they can't play together. I know that because Clingan ain't leaving that paint.
I would have the same sentiments if the Pistons had drafted Clingan at 5. It's like, okay, Duran must be out of here.
Yeah, but Duran's making like $4 million a year or something.
I'm just saying, it's just the very fact you don't draft.
No, honestly, you draft Clingan and whoever's better probably plays. It's not as much of a liability as a guy like Ayton who's making $100 million.
But that's like that goes with what I'm saying. You don't draft a center at 7, and you have a center that you're paying $100 and some odd million with $100 and some odd million contract. It just doesn't make sense. To me, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. I don't know what they're gonna do though. And they got Robert Williams. Don't forget about Robert Williams.
And unless they're planning on moving Clinton, they could draft for somebody that
and then move it down.
Somebody later in the draft might want him.
That's weird though, because Clingan has kind of been presented as a prize, so that'd be interesting.
Well, let's say Portland. Let's say there's a team at 15 that needs a center, and there's somebody on that team. You figure, hey, they'll be a good fit in Portland
on the team. Yeah.
You never know.
Certainly have a draft pick, but yeah, maybe they got a player.
It's a weird pick. It's just something.
It's a really weird pick for them. And they already they traded for 14 away to the Wizards, right? They traded 14 in Brogdon for Avdia.
Yeah, it's weird, bro.
Yeah, there's something there, and I'm sure they're talking about it because that's odd.
Where's Trigger Ty?
I wasn't even gonna mention it.
This is what I'm talking about, Foster. This is what I'm talking about.
He just called me. He was calling me back, but yeah.
Just not dependable, bro.
That's your boy.
Triggers are going trig.
Yeah, Triggers go. Keep it a family friendly show. So yeah. I don't know.
Are you good with the pick though?
There was no great pick. There was no good pick. The best pick of the draft was Risai Shea. That was my guy from the gate. I wanted him or Shepherd, but Shepherd, I turned away from Shepherd because he's 6'2". He is a little. You see him? That dude is little.
Yeah.
I was telling somebody he's Kennardish, but Kennard was 6'5" though.
Yeah.
But
number 8, the Spurs picked Rob Dillingham.
I knew they were gonna get Dillingham.
Was he a point guard?
He's little. He was like a combo. He's combo.
So they drafted Castle. Yep, Dillingham's a point guard listed.
But they got two. But neither guard on the Spurs will play over them. They probably have.
But what I'm saying is, I mean, they got 2 point guards.
Castle
Castle's
6'5". That's
6'5".
the beauty in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it doesn't
And Dillingham can play off ball.
yeah, it doesn't matter defensively because he's 6'5".
Well,
He can
yeah,
guard,
it
he can
doesn't. Yeah,
guard,
it
he can
doesn't.
guard a shooting guard. What no matter what he plays offensively, he could be your point guard. Rob Dillingham can play off guard offensively. So
And you got Wembanyama, so he's gonna
they got a back.
clean up some of the.
Yeah, out of the blue, they have a backcourt.
Yep, just like that.
Just like that, and I think.
Dillingham could come off the bench, maybe. I don't know, because they got Jones, right? Tyus Jones or something. So he's kind of like a steady guy that can yeah.
It's safe to assume that a lot of these players are not going to start initially.
Yeah.
Because it's not the draft just isn't what it was last year or the year before as far as the talent. So I could see a lot of these players being groomed to play off the bench and being groomed to be starters later on.
But I was talking to my homegirl that's a big avid basketball fan, and she was ranting and raving about Dillingham. She said she saw him play because her dad coaches the family, or they work with the family. Are you familiar with the AAU team, the family?
Yes.
They're like top tier AAU, and yeah, she said she saw him play the EYBL for 4 years, and he wasn't nobody standing in front of him. Like, don't get no more elusive than him. So
yeah, Foster, I want to read this. I want to read this real quick.
Go ahead.
First off, hold on. Let's take a quick break, and then I'm going to read what ESPN had to say about Ron Holland and the pick. Okay, so they have the pre-draft analysis and the post-draft analysis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pre-draft analysis says Holland is a physical, aggressive, and versatile wing who scored prolifically in a challenging season for the G League Ignite. His weaknesses, his poor decision-making and streakiness as a shooter were concerns that were amplified by his outsized role last season, but the 18-year-old has plenty of room to continue to improve. His season was cut short by a ruptured tendon in his right thumb, which forced him to miss the Ignite's final 19 games.
Oh, wow.
The verdict. Holland earned a reputation for his competitiveness and unselfishness at the prep level, but he had an up and down season as a first option in a losing situation with the G League. His ability to find his range and bring those intangibles back to the forefront in a small role will be key to his success early in his NBA career. And that was written by Jonathan.
What will be key? I missed that. What will be key to his success?
His ability to find his range and bring those intangibles back to the forefront in a smaller role will be key to his success early in his NBA career. And that's written by Jonathan Givani. Now, the post-draft analysis. This is what they had to say after he was picked.
Okay.
The Pistons made the first surprising pick of the night, opting to take a major swing on Holland, a player who was once viewed as a number one pick candidate and saw his stock drop around the league after an inconsistent season with the G League Ignite. Holland ultimately wound up in the top 5 anyway. There was some thought around the league that Holland might be falling, and much speculation around the Ignite teammate Matas Buzelis as the choice for Detroit. But that line of thinking predated Detroit hiring Trajan Langdon to run basketball operations. Langdon and his front office ultimately opted for the upside of Holland, whose athletic tools and ability to attack the paint gave him a good base to build on long term. This is the first step in what could be an off-season overhaul for Detroit. written by Jimmy Woo.
Zach Edey went to Memphis.
Zach Edey went to Memphis with the number 9th pick.
that's the Steven Adams replacement.
I mean, Steven Adams is getting kind of long at the tooth, right?
No, he's gone. He's gone. They traded him. Yeah.
Okay.
But he was a big body down there.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, the only I just pray that I feel like the seat one or two, it's either one or two things. They're comfortably ready to be in the lottery next year, which is probably safe. That's safe to say, right?
It's a safe bet. I'm looking to see who the prospects are next.
Yeah, you might as well. We can start doing player profiles for Cooper Flagg and all those other dudes now because
oh man.
But or the seat is hot on Duran and Ivy and all those other guys because
it's a new sheriff.
You can't bring back the same. You can't bring back the same guys. I think that we're not going to lose 60 games next year.
14-68. I mean, there's one person that's off limits, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Ain't nobody guaranteed a spot except Cade.
In a Tim Hardaway trade, not gonna do it.
God, I hope that doesn't happen.
At least he's been playing quite a bit. Like as far as his durability, he's been durable the last couple of years. He's getting older, of course, but
Killian Hayes played quite a bit.
Nah, don't compare the two. Like Tim Hardaway hasn't averaged 15 points a game.
I'm not going to be happy because somebody played quite a bit though, Foster. That's my point.
No. We are going to because you got guys like Stewart, Cade, Duran had bad ankles. Like most of our team didn't play. Let's see what Tricky Tie talking about. Block my camera. I blocked it, but it won't allow me. Oh, yeah. I've heard that before.
Tell him to
send it to him. He's
got to open up his browser.
Help him out because I can't do it.
Well, it's going to be the same thing.
No, I'm just saying I don't want to transfer the information secondhand.
Hold on. He's listening, ain't he?
He just says that his camera. Oh, you're saying as far as his. I don't know. I've heard a lot of people have issues with the camera being blocked and yada yada yada. I ain't got time for it.
Tell him to check his inbox.
So, in Cade's mind, right?
The link works when I hit the link.
So if you're Cade Cunningham, knowing that you've lost for the last 3 years? Has he been on the team for 3 years?
Yeah.
He's about to get a stupid paycheck, so it doesn't really matter. Mm-hmm. He's changed his kid's life, so it doesn't matter, I guess. But in his mind, where does Cade think his timeline is? Now, mind you, Cade probably knows everything. He probably knows that Ivy's on his way to Chicago for Levine. Like, I'm sure he knows a lot of things. But
hey, hold on, whoa. That's a thing.
No. But what I'm saying is that's gonna speed up the timeline. And if anybody would know, he would know. I'm just saying. I'm
pretty sure they've kept him in the loop of what's going on.
He's got to be. Why would you pay somebody $200 million and not let them decide? The coach, the owner, the president, like you're in charge. You're making $250 million at $200 million, right?
Yeah.
So fill him in. No Diddy.
I mean, he's your franchise. Who else you going to tell? Like you don't have a coach, you don't have a GM. Like, look, this is the direction we're going. Right. And plus, I want you to sign, so I want you to know the plan. He might say, never mind the money. Are we going to win?
Because what player doesn't want to? What player doesn't want almost the keys to the car?
Yeah, but he can get the money from another team.
Nah, we can pay him the most, I think.
I'm just saying he can get money. Like he can get money from another team. He's young.
Yeah, he can. But
All
for the most part, people don't leave. They stay and get that rookie max. Now they might ask out, or they could ask out for a trade later on. But for the most part, if you're a halfway decent rookie, they just pay you. They just pay you that money.
Okay, but what I'm saying is like, okay, say for instance, if I was a person of Cade's stature and I did not want to be here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I take less money and then try to cash out the next contract. It won't be 200 million, but it'll be like 100 million. If I didn't want to
imagine leaving 100 million on the table.
Hold on, if you didn't want to be there, you'd stay anyway.
I'm not leaving 100 million on the table.
So
taking my chances.
You'd stay anyway
because by the time you get the next max.
So it's never happened, is what you're saying.
No. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is that it's probability, and your agent using your mind and say, no. You take the bread now. You can decide to ask.
I'm not talking about probability. I'm saying
no. But you take the I'm talking about mathematically. You go with the probability because it's just smart. You can. There's been players that you see how KD he goes get his max and ass out later.
I think you're ignoring my point.
What you saying?
My point is to avoid the possibility of you leaving. I'm going to fill you in on the future of what we're doing.
Yeah. No. I would say we're saying the same thing. Yes. Yeah. I fill you in on the yes for sure.
I'm going to tell you the direction. So
right. Okay. We're saying the same thing. We're saying the same thing.
Not only do you have money, you know there's a plan in place for us to be better.
Okay. I get you. Yeah. We're agreeing. that you let him know where the direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's your franchise.
You said. I in my head I'm thinking like, you take the chance on taking
no.
million.
I'm saying you don't know what somebody's going to do. And there's a possibility, because there is, that he could say, you know what, y'all ain't doing nothing. This team's going to pay me this amount of money. I'll just take this and I'll just ball out here and hope for a better contract. It's happening.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It's going to happen, and the probability of it happening is probably minute, but it's still a possibility. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put you in on the plan. Not only do you have the money, but I'm going to empower you with what's going on. Not only am I going to pay you like the leader, I'm going to include you into the plan so you'll feel like you're a leader on this team. That's all I'm saying.
So that takes me back to what I said. How does he feel after seeing a Ron Holland pick?
He probably knew. He probably knew, bro, Foss.
He probably knew, but what I'm saying, how does he feel? Oh, you're saying that he was a part of that selection process, is what you're saying.
I don't know if he was a part of the selection process, but I'm pretty sure he knew.
So yeah, he knew. But when they said, hey, Ron Holland is our guy, what was going through his mind?
Bro, you gotta also think you're picking at number 5 in a pretty mid draft.
But do I like a Dalton Connect better, knowing that he's a sharpshooter and can knock down the open shot? Because Ron Holland can't do that. And I'm just playing devil's advocate because I kind of like the pick. I like the potential of it. Yeah. But we got to work off of facts, and the fact that he shoots 23%.
Bro, you know how I feel about Connect. You know how I feel about it.
I don't know, because you want to read, but you like Connect too, probably.
I said Reed wasn't going to be there at 5. We said that.
Yeah, we knew that. We did kind of know.
I said I like that pick, but you have to figure out what you're going to do with Ivy if you're going to take Reed, because he's 6'2". He's the same size as Sasser, You have to figure out what you're going to do with Ivy if you're going to take Reed. Now,
Corey
Reed is six,
Williams.
if Reed is 6'5", 6'6", by all means, grab him if he's there. But we knew he probably would have went first.
I was gonna say he would have went number 1.
6'5", 6'6", but he's
Hell yeah, because he was that nice.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is this is a mid-draft. So it's like, do you take, I mean, at 5, who do you take at 5 if you don't take Holland?
Sharpshooter.
You connect, right? That would have been my pick. But like I said,
if they press you and say, hey, who you taking? You would have took Connect?
Yeah, I would have.
I'm not mad at you. Because Connect, his vert was up there too. Not that vert always matters.
But he's 6'6", 6'7", right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like Fontecchio. He's kind of like, well, no, he's not.
Well, and then do you take a wing that can shoot or do you take a wing that can't shoot? Holland is a wing that can't shoot.
Do you take the less athletic wing that can shoot, or the athletic wing that might be like a who's a freakish wing? Who's a crazy athletic wing right
now? Toronto.
Barnes. Yeah. Yeah, he's like a Barnes.
Yeah, so
he's kind of like a Barnes.
Yeah. So do you take the person that could with the wingspan, the athlete who can play good defense, or do you take the shooter? Maybe they're looking at the all around thing. Like, I lost faith, and we can bring a mid or a poor shooter in here and work on his mechanics and get him to be a better shooter. That's out.
That's why I feel like you grab a guy that's 18 years old that clearly needs to learn how to shoot. Because do you really know how 20% from 3? That is, now granted, he was kind of a playmaker on that team because he had averaged the most assists. So he was kind of in a messed up role to begin with. But 20% from 3 is garbage.
Well, speaking of 20% from 3, Chicago drafted Buzelis.
Oh, they went, okay.
Yeah.
That's actually they need some athletic wings though.
I like that pick for them.
That's a good pick for them.
Yeah. I like that pick for them. Yeah, I guess they got together and said, hey, this guy has tremendous upside. He might be good for us one day. But I think maybe you have in Arsar Thompson what you have in Ron Holland. I don't know.
But you know what though? The only thing that's appealing about it is that he still had an efficient field goal percentage. 47% from the field. Like,
to shoot that badly from 3,
because it's clear that he shot the most shots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he played on a not a very talented team, but he kept his efficiency close to 50%, despite the fact that he couldn't shoot from the outside at all.
So is it? Can you imagine if he had better shot selection and not shot so many threes?
Oh, seeing that, I don't know what his volume was on it, but
I mean, yeah. Look at the percentages, 24. That's a weird number to have a small number. It has to be.
You're right.
25% or 20%. He might have shot 2 for 10.
I mean, it was 24, so it was kind of a quarter. It was kind of a 1 for 40.
Yeah, so it was. It's. How many games did he play last year? Because they said
he didn't play in 19 of them. So
in 19 games, he shot 44% from the field, 24% from 3. I like to know how many threes did he put up in those 19 games. I would like to know that.
Either way, we're all on the Obi Toppin or Jalen Smith train.
I'm hoping
I got a bad feeling that Jalen Smith goes back to the Pacers because he just likes it when his team is good. All right, we get it. Your team was in the playoffs and made a little run.
When is free agency, bro?
The 30th, I believe. And Ron Holland made 0.9 threes per game on 3.6 attempts. So, like, we'll say one for four. 1 for 4. Didn't I say that?
So that means he shot about 76, 77 threes in those 19 games.
Right.
That's a lot of threes to shoot in 19 games.
And you know what? He shot 75% from the free throw line.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. I need to turn some lights on here.
So I just
hold on 1 second.
Go ahead. I'm gonna continue to talk. We have an audience that's listening. The thing is, that's a lot of threes in 19 games. For a person that shouldn't be shooting threes.
You said what?
It's a lot of threes in 19 games for a person that doesn't shoot well from three.
Yeah, but like we said, this team.
This team was horrible. So you're trying anything at that point.
All right, so I'm gonna look at two things. I'm gonna look at what I want to look at. I want to look at their. He's 18. He's gonna be 19 when the season starts.
Okay.
Young dude. But G League Ignite record. We'll start there because I think it was really. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
Let's hear it.
Oh, 2 in 32.
That was their record?
Yes. Granted, their best player didn't play the last 19 games. So that probably didn't help. Now, let's look at the G League Ignite roster. Because I want to tell you their point guards.
Okay.
Norris Cole.
Oh, wow.
Norris Cole was like, what, 30?
He's up there.
Well, let's see what it says.
He's up there.
88, born in 88, so he's 35.
Yeah.
And he averaged 5 points a game.
Yeah.
But Norris Cole, I'm pretty sure he was a coach.
Yeah.
Michael Frazier, Almond Gilder. I feel like there was another guy Jeremy Pargo. See,
whoa.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Whoa.
And he's born in 86, so he's almost 40.
Yeah.
Playing for the Ignite, playing with Ron Holland, who is 18. He's double his age.
Should be playing in Ice Cube's league.
So they had, probably would wild out. So they were playing. So Ron Holland, who for all intents and purposes is a wing / power forward.
Okay.
Was the primary ball handler. Averaging 20 points a game, and he still scored efficiently, minus his outside shooting, but he scored efficiently as the primary guy. I mean, him and Buzelis were both asked to be were both asked to be playmakers. So that probably wasn't their forte, right? They won't be asked for that. They won't be asked to do that in Detroit.
Nikola Topic went to OKC.
I can see that because they don't need him. They're stat.
Yeah, you can bring him right along.
Because he's hurt, right?
Yeah, there's no rush.
Yeah, no rush at all. That was such an OKC pick. Anybody could have saw that coming.
Yeah.
But you know what he is? He's the Josh Giddey replacement of the future.
Mm-hmm.
Big guy, point guard.
Now,
they did the same thing with Chet. Chet missed the first. Well, that wasn't on purpose. He got hurt in summer league.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Foster.
Mm-hmm.
With 13 picks in, Stevie B has been calling me every day for the past 3 days.
Okay.
I gotta call him back. This is how much you know he doesn't support the show. He's calling me during the show.
Because he has no idea that we're.
I mean, you should be subscribed so you can get an alert. Okay, my friends should know that I'm doing the show. They should know. He just called twice in a row. All right.
Doubled up on it.
Yeah. So with the 17th pick, the Lakers have the 17th pick. Are they going to pick Bronny?
Let's go. Let's go. I don't give a.
I want to see if
no, at 17, that's insane. That 17 is a solid pick. Like that's a solid pick. Y'all don't even make the playoffs this year. Don't play.
Yeah, you know what I think, Foster? You remember when there was a rumor? He's called. This is again, Steve
calling you again.
Relax, bro.
You know your boy a little.
So, remember the rumor that LeBron's gonna go wherever his son's gonna go?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone bought into it, and I think it was a ploy. I think it was just to put it out there to get people to draft Bronny early, because clearly
he doesn't want to play. So you feel like he doesn't want to play with his son?
Well, we'll find that out at 17. If they don't draft him at 17, then
because if you really want to play with him,
you're going to draft him and not take any chances of somebody at the bottom of the
somebody else getting. But there may have. But you gotta understand, LeBron kind of run. I won't say he runs the league, but I feel like but he wants him to be drafted, right? Because they can make him an undrafted free agent, right?
Yeah.
But LeBron wants him to be drafted. I just think they want the publicity.
Yeah.
Because he's getting workouts, and what other 2-point a game guy that's averaging 20% from behind the arc even gets a workout with the NBA Combine? That doesn't happen.
You know what I think would be a good place for him?
I don't know.
Timberwolves. He's not. He doesn't have to be in a.
Oh, their point guards are garbage. They got Monte Morris.
Yeah, you don't have to be in a rush to play him. He can play with Anthony Edwards.
But he's not going to get coddled like that. Anthony Edwards is going to just try to destroy that man. He's going to try to break him down to the
iron. Iron sharpens iron.
No. It wouldn't sharpen my iron. Like he would just be doing me dirty. Like just because you play against better players, it sharpens your iron a little bit. But at the end of the day, you're getting done dirty.
There's no pressure. There's no pressure.
I feel like there is pressure though, because I feel like you go to Minnesota and you might get cut though.
But you go to Minnesota and you're not going to be dependent upon.
You're not going to be dependent upon, but nobody's holding a spot open just because you're LeBron's son. At the end of the day, you average 2 points a game, and nobody's probably ever got drafted averaging 4 points. All right, I keep saying 2 points a game, but that may not be right.
Yet and still, he's still the talk of where he's going to go in the first round.
Yeah, because of publicity. But when it's all said and done, you want everybody in your team to be a serviceable player. I feel like Sasser will bust that.
Yeah, but at the same time,
and that's Sasser. Like
at the same time, I think a team like Minnesota that the draft certainly won't help with them picking at 27.
4.8 points a game.
Well, we weren't far off, but I'm saying like
26 from 3.
But I'm saying like.
He's shooting better than Ron Howard.
My point is the situation more. Look at the situation more so of the team. A team that doesn't need him right now. A team that the draft, they're not looking for the draft to help them. They're looking for a draft in the future. A team that doesn't need him to come in and do anything but learn and get acclimated to the pro game. Now, do I think he deserves to be drafted? No, but he's going to be picked up.
Do you think he goes in the second round? Or do you think he goes to LA at 17?
We'll see.
Devin Carter to the Kings. I like that. I like that.
That is a nice pickup for them.
Mm-hmm.
That is a nice pickup for them. And the reason why we know about these picks is because Foster did profile, featured player profiles on them, and they can be found on Bleachers and Speakers on YouTube.
Devin Carter for sure.
Yeah. So
can be found there.
Let's take another quick break, Foster.
Yes.
What's up with your boy, man?
What? Oh, he's having issues with the camera. I heard those issues before. I ain't gonna hold you.
Look, all you have to do if someone gives you his StreamYard link, if they send it to your inbox, copy the link, put it in your web browser.
In your browser, yeah. But you told him, but you said that to him, right?
I said it. No, I didn't tell him on there. I ain't sent it to him.
No, I thought you did.
I sent him the link, but
you didn't explain it to him?
No.
So you wasn't trying to get him on.
You want me to coddle him? You want me to?
No, that's why I said you to do it because I didn't want to secondhand the knowledge. But yeah, you're right. That's what he needs to do.
All he need to do is he never even looked at the inbox that I sent him.
Oh, and I messaged him saying June inboxed you.
He didn't even look at it.
But he didn't read it. He didn't even look at mine that said June inboxed you. So and I think whatever. Who is?
So even if I had said that in the inbox,
he would have never saw it. But sometimes you be seeing it, but you don't. Whatever. He ain't no telling what he's doing.
Bro,
I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow and be like, oh,
bro, you know when somebody wants to really, really be serious and be a part of something, they do it. They don't have
He said send me the link. So I don't know.
But tomorrow when you talk to him, I love him, but tomorrow when you talk to him, it's going to be some kind of excuse why he did.
Sure. For sure. I got a couple homies, a couple of my closest homies, and I'd be like, bro, never mind. Anyways,
this is the same person that told me I'm about to log on, send me the code, the password, and I sent it to him, and I didn't hear from him for a month.
I'll be right back. Let me grab him.
Anyway, Ron Holland is your number 5 pick for the Pistons. It's a lot of it's interesting. It's interesting. Me and Foster talked about Connect from Tennessee, and he's I think he's 22 years old, and he's a prolific scorer. He comes right in and he probably starts as far as his shooting. Now, defensively and athletically, don't know much about that. We know Holland is the better athlete, but if you're going to take a wing, me and Foster we're screaming Connect from Tennessee. But,
my bad. Go.
I had to talk about something while you were gone. So,
is he still on the board?
Oh, Connect?
Yeah.
Let me check.
I think he is. Okay, we got Toppage check. Okay, see, that makes sense.
I mean, the Lakers should take him if he's there.
They need shooting, don't they?
Yeah.
Him and Reeves. Okay, so Portland. So Portland's next, and then you got the Heat. That's probably where Connect go, to Heat. But they just got one dude.
Well, you got the
Philly,
Sixers are drafting before and Connect could very well go there if they're talking about Tobias is talking about leaving. Yeah, Tobias is talking about leaving.
Sixers are weird because they only have 3 players on contract. It's like Embiid. They got Maxi's a restricted free agent. He's definitely coming back. And
they're going to max him out.
Who?
Maxi.
Yeah, they should. They should. But they're looking for that third star though.
Yeah, they need a third scorer.
It might be Butler though.
Think Butler will go back? He's getting up there in age too.
He is, but that's a good place to go and try to chase a ring though. Philly, Embiid and Maxi is a nice little.
Yeah, that's one of those things where you just, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh, here they go. Trailblazers are on the board.
You talked about him too. You got a profile. Um, you
Oh,
got,
you already hold on.
yeah, I see it. I'm not.
Oh, okay. The guard.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Trailblazers picked up Bub Carrington from Pittsburgh, point
Yeah,
guard.
that's the one that they had comps to Cade.
Yeah. So Foster did another feature. He did a feature profile on that guy as well. And like I said, you can check all of those out on Bleachers Speakers on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the like button. I want everybody just look. Just go to a random Bleachers and Speakers profile. Just press play. Hit like. Get us in the algorithm. It doesn't matter which one. Just press play. Share it. Share it on
Troy, our boy Troy in the building.
Troy. Oh, I've been ignoring the comments.
Yeah, just 9:30. Okay, so just 2 minutes ago. He's still in here.
Troy says, "What's up, guys? What we thinking about Holland? We're scratching our heads, but at the same time, we're not mad at it. You know, we're considering everything as far as the draft. It's not a very good
Yeah.
draft. Number 5 is not the ideal place to be in this draft for it to be such a weak draft. They got a wing. I don't know if they're going to try him out at power forward. Not sure.
Who's a better power forward? You can't play him and Asar together. That's
no.
But you could have played Connect with him.
You could have. And Fontecchio, what are you going to do with Fontecchio?
I think he ends up being. It's going to come down to push come to shove. If he ends up being the better player, if he ends up being, I think he's going to split. He's like Bogdanovich, where like Bogdanovich, you started because you needed him to start,
Yeah.
but you were comfortable bringing him off the bench.
Yeah.
So I yeah, but you pay his price though when it's time to pay him. I need him signed on the 30th.
Yeah.
Because that outside shooting, you really after drafting what's his name? Holland, you gotta get Fontecchio now. You have no outside shooting.
Yeah, Troy says, I like Holland, but I was hoping for a more NBA ready shooter. I think we all were.
Langdon basically told y'all we ain't got no timeline. So
yeah. You know what worries me about Fontecchio though, Foster?
What?
Because I see these other teams re-signing their people,
and we haven't did it yet.
It makes me think that you're.
But his like I said, his name is not Siakam. His name is not Anunoby. His name is not who else is signed? He's not those guys.
Nobody got paid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He ain't getting Fontecchio not getting that.
No.
Fontecchio is, like I said, Fontecchio is a guy that he's 27, 20. So he's older, and he knows that when he settles into his 10 to 15 million, all right, bet I didn't set myself out from the rest of my life. I'm cool with that because at his age, he's not a no spring chicken. So
I just hope you're right. It just worries me when they don't sign when they can.
Nah, I can't see it. Punt this, man. If they let him get out of town, no. It's a restricted free agent. He's a restricted free agent. No, they don't want him that bad. As you can see, most of these restricted free agents are staying home.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're good. I ain't worried about that.
I mean, I get your point when you're saying he's not OG, because there's no team that's going to say, "Hey, I'll give you $70 million," and the Pistons are faced with, "Got to match it."
Oh, whoops! Oh snap! I gotta fork over a crazy amount to match that. No, that's not going to happen.
No, it's not. Well, we are at the hour mark.
That's crazy.
we just wanted to talk about the Pistons draft pick. Pistons have selected
Oh, I got a question.
Ron Holland. Go ahead, though.
If you had to put a letter grade on it, what's your letter grade? I'm hoping we can get some good vets in free agency trades. Yeah.
gotta say it. Read it out loud, Foster.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. So Troy asked, I'm hoping. No, he didn't ask. He said, his statement was, I'm hoping we can get some good vets in free agency / trades.
Yeah. I mean, we are not in a position to depend on this draft to do better. You know, because one thing this draft is going to add to our team is youth. We don't need to get any younger.
Nope, sure don't.
So this draft is not what's going to make or break us. I think we changed the culture that's going on now with who we pick up in free agency and the coaches. That's what I think that's what we hang our hat off in this offseason. This draft just ain't it. Sorry.
Yeah, especially when you're picking at 5. I think that we would have been very excited and pleased at the Risachet or even a Sar or even a Reed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Reed would have made things weird, but
those are clearly the top 3 of the draft.
Even a Clingan. We passed on Clingan, right?
Definitely.
So we're all in on Duran. Clingan was there. We could have got our defensive anchor for the future. He was right there.
Yeah. Oh well.
7-2.
Well, at some point we'll have another show where we talk about the second round. It will either be later on this week or early next week, where we sum up the draft as a whole and really talk about what the Pistons acquired. It might behoove us to do that show early instead of waiting to free agency and just talk about it all.
That's going to be a whole new show in itself once we
So let's just go ahead and plan to talk about the second pick as well and wrapping up the draft show. And then we do a free agency show. Because like I said, that's a whole different animal. And I'm hoping it's a busy free agency period for the Pistons.
You missed my question, though.
What was your question? C+.
In my head, I thought B-, but yeah.
C+.
Yeah. There was nothing we could really do to salvage it.
No.
So.
No. In all, the Pistons drafted a wing player that doesn't shoot very well. An athletic wing.
Very athletic wing. It might get fun. It might get fun, but oh boy, I just don't know how he. I think he translates right now as a transition. Well, defensive. I think he's another athletic defensive guy, but I think he's only going to be able to score in transition because he's not going to score on the outside, and he's not going to just be able to just blow by guys at the next level. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
so Star Thompson Jr.
Yeah, we have that. Subscribe to Bleachers to Speakers on YouTube. Check us out on all the streaming podcast platforms. Just type in Post Game Podcast in your search. Post Game Podcast, FFSN to be exact, in your search. Follow us, download the episodes. And our boy went to Miami, Khalil Ware from Indiana.
Which is interesting. They just paid Bam.
They just paid Bam. They gave him an extension.
Wow, so they've just been greedy.
Troy said maybe Trajan is just planning on clearing out this roster, and Holland is a foundational piece for him.
That's weird.
Um,
That's a weird flex.
anybody anybody in this draft as a foundational piece,
Nasty work.
stay away from it.
Nasty work.
Yeah. Yeah. Boss, you got any last words before we get out of here, bro? Wait, hold on. What did you? Oh, you said B minus.
Yeah. In my head, if I was thinking that you would say somewhere in that B minus range. So yeah, C plus. I
Okay.
ain't mad at C minus.
So I mean
C plus.
I want everybody that's listening and watching, go to Bleachers and Speakers YouTube, check out B Foster's featured player of the week on Ron Holland. He gave you insight a month ago about this player, and see if it holds.
I want to know what I said. Like,
I'm definitely gonna go back and watch it.
I want to see it because I really feel like I was like, I like it, but it's not a perfect fit, and none of them were though.
None of them were.
Some of the old, who really fit the best? The older guys.
Was it where?
Yeah, where possibly, yeah, where a lot of the older guys though. Well, yeah, that was early because it really started to tail off later on. But like Devin Carter and a lot of those older guys that didn't have the athletic, they didn't have the high ceilings.
Right.
If we would have performed better in our draft, our draft placement would have been later on. It would have been seamless. But because we're drafting so at 5, we had to get the guy that was a high ceiling, high ceiling, low floor guys.
Foster, the Pistons have the 23rd pick next round.
In the next round?
In the second round, yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be a draft and stash guy from like Serbia for sure that we'll never see.
Yeah. More than likely. I mean, like I said,
how did that even happen? We didn't get our
Troy says Connect was a fit in my opinion. Hey Troy, I don't know how long you've been listening. I don't know how long when you turn in, but if you were late, please go back and watch this, or please go back and listen. We was talking about Connect. Connect was our guy. If you're going to draft a wing,
he's still sitting there looking sick. Ooh,
yeah. You would fit well at these next 2 picks, Lakers and 76ers and Lakers. It'd be a good pickup.
76ers, yeah. I just feel like the 76ers are looking to move. They're looking to get that star. So whatever they got to do to get that star, and they don't have any signed players, right? They only have 3 signed players. So I feel like they're going to use their draft pick to go and get a star, right?
Pretty much.
But yeah, Connect. Yeah.
All right. So
you can never have enough shooting around those stars like Maxey and Embiid. So yeah.
We'll see. We're gonna close now. We've been over here past an hour. Subscribe to Bleachers and Speakers. You'll see me and Foster within the next couple of days. We'll do a whole draft wrap up. This was just basically our initial reaction that wound up being past an hour on what we're talking about as far as the pick tonight. Once again, the Detroit Pistons draft Ron Holland at the number 5 pick, which left quite a few people scratching their head. And some of us that's not surprised, but it is what it is. This draft just is not going to make or break the Pistons this year. So subscribe to Bleachers Speakers.